Knockout 360. If you're watching this video, I highly recommend you go delete your video you made about your Glock and about firearms, because you're exposing yourself to a lot of liability there, brother. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to WideBody Nation. You know, on this channel, we talk about a lot about car theft and car theft prevention, active, passive measures, but unfortunately, multiple YouTubers have been making pretty aggressive and compromising videos that might get you guys in danger. So with that being said, before we get into it, everything in this video is just my opinion. I am not making recommendations. I'm not giving you guys advice. None of this is legal, financial, or safety advice. And that is the main thing that Knockout 360 is doing wrong. He gave you guys, I can't even link the video because it's that dangerous of a video. So if you guys want to go to his channel and watch the video, you're gonna have to type it in. I know a lot of you guys already watch his channel to watch mine, but oh man, I love his videos, but oof, this one is not okay. So if you guys aren't tracking the video that he made, he basically, instead of talking about, you know, news or whatever it may be, he talks about how he carries a Glock 19 as part of his vehicle protection solution. Now, obviously, I support all of your rights. Free speech, Second Amendment, everything. However, I am not going to tell you what to do, where to keep, or how to employ a firearm for many reasons. One, I am not a self-defense expert. That is not my trade. That is not my job. I'm not insured to do that. Two, every state has different laws. So I'm in Tennessee and I'm very close to Kentucky. So it would be foolish of me to recommend to you guys what to do in whatever state you're at, especially like New York, California, a lot of the states that have much more restrictive gun laws and much more dangerous self-defense laws. So that's number two. And then number three, you got to remember that anybody can watch your videos. So if you're making actual recommendations or advice or telling people to do things, you're exposing yourself to a ton of liability, because they could technically cite your video as some sort of defense or offense in some sort of lawsuit, whether it's a, you know, civil, criminal, or just a suit, like just an actual suit where they're suing for damages. With all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and deconstruct his video right now. And no, I'm not gonna plug any sponsors in this video because this is serious. In his video, he talks about how he just recently purchased his new Glock 19, and he's coming from some other concealed carry weapon that he said was an 8+1, or basically carries 9 rounds, right? He says that he upgraded, one of the reasons he updated to the Glock 19 was because he wanted to have the 15+1, which is 16 rounds at his disposal without changing magazines. But he also makes a comment saying that if you can't get the job done with 16 rounds, he doesn't know what you're doing. Now, if whether you're shooting 9mm, whether you're shooting 40 caliber, whether you're shooting 45, 5.7, whatever, everyone who's been around for a minute and has at least a little bit of experience knows that, first of all, pistols are a very inaccurate weapon, even if you've got a red dot or some type of advanced sight on them. And people don't go down. It's not an on-off switch. There are very few shots you can make that it's gonna put someone down with 1 or even 2 shots. You know, there's a reason police train center mass shots and they don't train headshots. They don't train leg shots. They train center mass because pistols are inherently inaccurate. So that comment right off the bat in his video just showed me that, you know, we're dealing with some sketchy information and maybe a little bit of inexperience, okay? Next, he literally shows you in his video where he keeps his firearm at during the day and at night, which is, no self-respecting firearm owner is going to tell you what weapons they have and where they keep them. If I carry, I'm not going to tell you what I carry, where I carry my extra magazines, how I lock it up. That's the whole point of concealed carry and of self-defense. You're not advertising it. This is not meant to be offensive in nature. It's meant to be defensive and covert to protect yourself should you encounter a situation where your life is in danger. You gotta remember, the whole point of his video is talking about Mopars. These are cars, these aren't people. We're not talking about going to war for people. We're not talking about protecting necessarily people. We're literally just talking about cars here most of the time. Now, I get it. There's Grand Theft Auto. There's a lot of situations where you are involved, but man, we're very aggressive video on his part for just talking about a car. Next, similar to the car setup, he talks about how he keeps his weapon, his Glock 19, in his holster at night, but loose in the cup holder. Now, if you guys know anything about holsters, you would know that your holster needs to be secured to something in order for you to pull your weapon out of it. So why would you keep it loose in the cup holder if you're trying to be more ready at night just to basically, you know, defend yourself, defend your property, whatever it may be? And if you guys don't understand what I'm saying is, if it's night right now and this is where he keeps his weapon, which is what he said in the video, then if it's like, oh crap, I gotta react to something, you pull your weapon out, or say I am right-handed, so I pull it out, I'm pointing it at someone right now with it in the holster. That's not gonna do anything. I would have to take both hands off the steering wheel and be like this, which is kind of not the point. The whole point of having it ready is to have it so it's one-hand operational, right? But at least that's what common sense and a little bit of training would dictate. But hey, you know, what do I know? Next, probably the most concerning thing he said, which is probably exposing him and you guys to the most danger, is the fact that his like situation that he claimed that was recent, that he needed, you know, his example situation where it was good, it made him feel safe that he had his weapon, was at a gas station at night where he was the only person, and then some car that was kind of sketchy pulled up with 4 guys in it, and 2 of them went into the gas station and 2 of them went out but were like eyeing his car, right? You do not engage with people if they are going to 4v1 you. That is a recipe for disaster. Even if you're the most trained person out there, all one of those 4 people has to do is get a lucky shot off, and you're either critically injured or dead. So the fact that he cited that he felt safe against 4 people just because he had his one Glock 19 and he was feeling all big and tough at the gas station, that's a ridiculous example. You know, there are very few situations in the military, in policing, where you are mandated or encouraged to go even one-on-one, let alone the normal doctrine, which is either 2, 3, 4 to 1 odds in your favor, not in their favor. And his scenario with the 2 guys going in the gas station and 2 guys staying at the gas pump, pumping their gas and eyeing his car, the fact that he is fixated on the people that are at the gas pump shows you the lack of common sense or the lack of training, because if he engages with those 2 people at the car that would presumably distract him, people will come up behind you and it's game over. The guys could have easily gone in the gas station, and then this is a well-known tactic for crooks, is they have a diversionary, you know, crooks, terrorists, or even well-meaning people. Cops do this too. They distract you and then they come around the back. The people that he should have been concerned with and keeping his head on a swivel for were both the people filling up and the people that went in the gas station, because they could be going out the back door, they could be going out a side exit and coming around the back, and at best just taking his car or maybe taking his weapon, and at worst, you know, significantly injuring or killing him or you guys if you employ these tactics. So just a ridiculous example. And really, to round out the video, you guys, you got to remember, these cars, whether it's a Subaru, whether it's a Hellcat, whether it's a Corvette, whether it's a bike, they're literally just objects. And hey, this just in, you can have insurance for them. It's called car insurance. And in today's age, if you guys bought the car for a decent price, you might even make money. So instead of getting injured or killed or getting wrapped up in a lawsuit where you injured or killed somebody just over a stupid piece of metal and plastic, in my opinion, it's much better to just, hey, you know, if they're being aggressive and trying to take your car, maybe just let them take the car. Best case scenario, you know, they're gonna get caught by the police. you'll either get your car back or you'll get paid out by insurance. It's really not that big of a deal. I've had my cars, both my Chargers that I've ever owned have gotten stolen. One was recovered because I had a good aftermarket tracking system and the police found it really quickly, and it had less than $1,000 worth of damage. And then the other one, as you guys probably know, was the Hellcat that got stolen in Dallas that I've never seen again, and that I got paid out within 30 days from my insurance company. Now, you know, is it a significant emotional event to have your car stolen, whether you're there or not? Absolutely. I can only imagine people who have gotten held up at any type of weapon point, right? Whether it is a, you know, deadly weapon or just, you know, they get muscled out of their car. I've seen that at these street takeovers. But it's called car insurance. Car insurance. So if you guys don't have car insurance, I guess I could see why you're getting ready to go to war over the vehicle. Because yeah, you worked hard for it, but literally just get car insurance and you guys will be fine. And car insurance will change your perspective to what you should be doing if someone is trying to take the piece of metal and plastic and whatever that you call your car. Like, is it really worth ruining your life and other people's lives? Granted, it's their choice. I'm not saying it's not their fault, but you guys realize that people are sue happy, right? Self-defense laws are not absolute. There are many lawyers out there that their main job is to go after people who use firearms in self-defense, because there's tons of laws on the books that make it very complicated to prove or to claim self-defense clean cut. Depends on your state, guys. So let me know in the comments below what y'all think. As I said, I wholly support the First, the Second, every amendment, right? But I also, in my opinion, don't want to see you guys ruin your lives and just get tied up in some BS that could easily be solved by car insurance and just by keeping a level head in a presumably dangerous situation. So, you know, to wrap it up, I don't think any self-respecting gun owner would, you know, make a lot of the claims that Knockout 360 did. I find his channel relatively informative, and I like his content generally, but I just wanted to kind of level the bubbles with you guys and make sure that, you know, I'm just kind of hoping you guys don't go take everything he said in that video, that dangerous video, as creed or as your new way of preparing, because it's just dangerous, okay? So keep y'all's head on a swivel out there. Like I always say, you know, stay safe out there, and I'll see y'all for the next video.